Hello. I welcome you to another Friday tonic, the very first in the month of June 2022. Can you believe that? The year 2022 that we said Happy New Year like yesterday is already midway through. So I welcome you to the month of June and I welcome you to our Friday tonic. I also want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are located. This is Josephine, and this is Languages, an academy of knowledge economy. If you are joining me for the first time, I like to introduce myself properly. Like I said, my name is Josephine. I hold a Ph.D. in philosophy of religion and theology. And my channel is known as Languages, an academy of knowledge economy. Every Tuesday, I teach on one of my core courses that I've developed the curricula. On Fridays like this, I talk generally on germane topics that are essential and critical to the progress and development of our lives. Last Friday, I started to talk on our 5 basic senses, how we can annex or use these 5 basic senses for spiritual, physical, economical, financial development. Using them together, not one at a time, but how to use them together. And at that time also, I told you to take a paper, to take a pen, write down your goals, your dreams. Do not jumble them together. I made an analogy of you going to KFC, and if you don't tell whoever is taking your order that you want chicken thigh, or you want chicken wings, or you want chicken drums, with friends, you just together, you say, oh, can I have a chicken? Or can I have a cock? You might even be surprised they bring you a live one. So you have to be specific in what you are dreaming, in your goals, in what you want, and not jumble them together. Today, I'm going to talk about sense of sight. Let's join languages and then we come back. You're welcome back. I told you last Friday that the Friday turning for the next 5 Fridays, we'll be talking on each of those 5 basic senses: sense of touch, sense of sight, sense of hearing, sense of smell, and sense of taste. And how you could use those 5 senses together to achieve faster growth in whatever you put your mind on. Today, I'll be talking on sense of sight. The 5 senses of taste, sight, hearing, smell, and touch. How do we use these 5 senses for prosperity? How do we use it for abundance or faster development, faster manifestation, or whatever we want to do? This is the second of the senses that I'm talking about today, and that is science of sight. Sense of sight. How do we use our eyes, our sight? In fact, what do we have in our eyes that could? Because let's look at it. You cannot appreciate anything if you're not seeing it. Even if you feel it, even if you smell it, you appreciate it more when you see it. And that is why sense of sight is very important. Let's look at the complexity of sight. Sight, or perceiving things through the eyes, is a complex process. First, you have light reflects off an object to the eye, and the transparent outer layer of the eye, which is called the cornea, bears the light that passes through the hole of the pupil. The iris, that is the color part of the eye. You know, at times when they ask you what color is your eyes, you might say it's brown, some might say blue, some might say it's another color. That's the iris, which is the color part of the eye. Works like the shutter of a camera, retracting to shut out light or opening wider to let in more light. You will see the importance of this as we go on. How light travels. The cornea focuses most of the light. Then the light passes through the lens. You can see as if you are holding the lens, which continues to focus on the light. Dr. Mark Froman, an ophthalmologist and retina specialist at Lenox Hill Hospital in New York City, explained this. Said the eye lens then bends the light and focuses it on the retina, which is full of nerve cells. You know, when we just look at something, we are not comprehending the complexity of seeing, the complexity of our sight. We just look, we say, some of us do not even appreciate the process that goes through. One begins to appreciate it more, maybe when you cannot perceive the light very well, in when your sight is failing you, or when you are totally blind. You can see this picture of the eye. Look at it very well. Look at it very well. According to American Optometric Association, the cells are shaped like rods and cones. Are you really seeing what I'm saying? And are named for their shapes. Cones translate light into colors, central vision, and details. And the rods translate light into peripheral vision and motion. And that is why some people might say, oh, you are colorblind. Because if your cones are not functioning very well, because it's the cones that translate light into colors, you might not see the colors very well. Something might be color purple, you'll be looking at it as if it's blue or darkish black. The rods translate light into peripheral vision and motion. So if you're not See, if the rods are malfunctioning or out of shape or are not good, then you might not see vision or motion. And then when people are moving or something are moving, it's just like you are looking at trees or static something. Rods also give humans vision when there's little light available. Like at night, the information translated from the light is sent as electrical impulses to the brain through the optic nerve. We get in there. Because every single side, out of those 5 basic sides, whatever their function is and what they're doing, they have to transfer the impulses into the brain. And you can see the importance of our brain. Sightless people. I mean, for those people who have no sight, who are blind, and they used to use the aid of walking stick, or they need to use the aid of some people assisting them, they compensate lack of this sight with enhanced hearing, taste, touch, and smell. Because if the sight is not there, they cannot see it. So their hearing, their taste, their touch, and the smell are enhanced, higher and better than somebody who has sight. And that's why somebody who is blind can differentiate smell of different people. You might be, I mean, with you people, somebody with sight now, you might be living with some people for quite a while. You might not even know the odor of that person or the smell of that person. But a blind person, we know the differences about the smell of individuals that he has encountered or is living with or is around. And that is why, without seeing you, when Janet comes in, you can say, oh, that's Janet. When Joe comes in, you can say, oh, that's Joe. When Peter comes in, you can say, oh, that's Peter. That's John. That's Carrie. Because they differentiate the smell of each person. Their memory and language skills may be better than those born with sight. Even in the case of being profoundly blind, the brain rewires itself to use the information at its disposal so that it can interact with the environment more effectively. And that is why you should know that a lot is happening between our 5 basic senses and our brain. So, what I want to say at this point is that you visualize your dreams to become a reality. If you want a quicker and faster result of abundance, of prosperity, of growth, you have to visualize your dreams to become reality. And that's why people know better when they are visualizing, they're dreaming of something. They make a mental pictorial picture of that thing. You can even go to the sense of drawing it or creating it and pasting it somewhere you can be seen at all times. And you want to wake up, you are looking at it, you are seeing it, and as you are looking at it, you are visualizing it to go into your brain that this is your desire. So I'm going to stop here now until next Friday for another Friday tonic where I touch on another of the 5 basic senses. And at the end of describing each of these things, you will see how we can use them together for faster manifestation of our dreams. I want you to have a wonderful weekend. I want to thank you for joining me. I want to plead that you please support me by subscribing, sharing, and liking my video. And also, I want you to look at the description box for some of the products that are highly recommended. I love you, and I want the best for every one of you that watch my video. That's why I'm recommending these products. Thank you. Have a fantastic weekend.